The countdown to terror has begun.
The signal's getting stronger now. It won't be long.
Come quick! The monster done ate my pappy!
Do you really think this was a bear, Doc?
Highly unlikely. First man on Mars. Once he was human.
There's something shiny in the rock. This is really starting to sting.
Now a bloodthirsty monster, killing and devouring the young. And not so innocent.
Let's take a look at this, huh?
I'm gonna blast the thing back to hell.
Oh, shit.
First man on Mars.
You mean there's aliens out here? Shit, I don't want to get ducted in anal.
This film is not rated.
Hey, Daniel. How come you came back up?
I am not Daniel. And now you will pay. And you will pay in the only coin I ever accept.
Alexandria High School, class of 81. All the students are going to hell, except for Andrew. He sent them there.
In 1955, the George Donner High School football team lost the big game. They beat freshman Jimmy Smazmov until he was hardly recognizable.
You people broke his goddamn jaw! Can't even eat like a regular person!
But Jimmy recovered. Jimmy Smazmov became Smash Mouth and got his revenge.
I need some pets.
Just what did you have in mind?
Rats. I'd like some rats.
Take someone you can hold tight. The rats are coming.
Remarkable creatures, rats. They can be very friendly if they want to be. On the other hand, they can be very destructive if they get mad.
He would do something like that, wouldn't he?
Right! A man doesn't turn into a...
Oh my God! My hand!
Fear no evil. It'll scare the devil out of you.
Who, Smash Mouth? He died in the fire.
I heard they never found his body.
Now, 15 years later.
It's really nice to be here with you, Nancy. We missed you. We should just have some fun. We deserve it. I've been coming out here for years. I've never seen that before.
What in tarnation?
You guys and everything will work out. You'll see.
Will not work out. This family is cursed.
Curse, the Moonies' unquenchable thirst for bloodshed knew no kindred limits. And when the moon was high,
But how can we stop a monster that isn't even part of this world?
Smash Mouth is back.
Do you still have a thing for him?
Jimmy, it's me. It's me, Nancy.
This time, the cheerleaders who stopped him
I still remember the knife going into her.
will face their greatest fears.
You will know pain and suffering and blood.
Don't close your eyes. Don't cover your ears. And whatever you do, don't open your mouth.
The man-eating killer rats are back. More gruesome, more terrifying than ever before. But they are not alone. The werewolves are here too. Evil, depraved, blood-sucking werewolves that will scare the pants right off you.
The rats are coming, the werewolves are here. The rats are coming, the werewolves are here. Good evening, fiends, and welcome to the Horror Mike Show on this fine and fiendish Frightday evening. The first Frightday evening of 2025. If you haven't thought about it, yes, we have actually lived or survived through the first quarter of the 21st century, folks. 2025. Good Lord. That's all I got to say about that. It's been a insane last couple of weeks. But, you know, it's the holidays. It's the jollidays, if you will. And I'm just glad. I'm damn glad. I'm damn glad to be here, folks. It ain't no joke. It is Friday night, and it is the Horror Mike Show. And if you came in at the beginning, you saw a couple of trailers for my films, Horror Anthology Movie Volume 1, which you can rent on Amazon. That link is already in the chat, as well as First Man on Mars, another film of mine, which is out on Blu-ray. It's on sale. You can pick it up on eBay for a song. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, maybe a few fingers, but that's about it on that. And the link is also in the chat, so check those suckers out. And then, of course, my trailer concoction for some of the films we're going to be taking a look at tonight, including Paganini Horror, to something that you're going to have to see to believe, okay? Endzone 2, People Zero, on that one, and a few other ones. Well, of course, the rats are coming, the werewolves are here. Also, Fear No Evil, which is a kind of a strange one. But in any case, I digress, folks. That's what's coming up on the menu tonight on the Horror Mike Show on this fine and fiendish Friday evening. Good Lord. I think we'll probably take a look at, pardon me, Bud Plant as well, because Bud Plant's got new stuff in for the new year. And you know, Bud Plant always comes up with some tasty action over on that site. So I think we're probably going to look at that first before we hop onto the movies, you know. But before all of that, let's take a look at the chat and welcome in our fiends to the 2025 Friday evening show, shall we? Let's take a little look at Good Lord and see what the hell's going on. Some people have already chimed in here. We see Dave James is here. Hello, Dave James. Good to see you. Hope you had a great Christmas and New Year's, Mike. Looking forward to another great year with Tubi Horror Mike. Thank you, Dave James. I appreciate that. I Am One of Us is here. Hello, I Am One of Us. Good to see you, my good feet. Apex Comics is here. Hello, Apex Comics. And that was the Paganini Horror. We're going to look at that, the Paganini Horror, very soon. Okay. All the students are going to hell, folks. That's what's going on there. Radamus is here. May you have a happy and healthy and horror-filled New Year's 2025. She loves rats. She would love food if the gods, and food of the gods as well. Starting off with a banger. Gotham City Comics is here. Hello, Gotham City. Long time no see. Happy New Year to you. Dom says, I spent about 50 minutes yesterday on Tubi looking for something to watch. Well, fear no more, Radamus, because I've got some stuff that you'll definitely not want to watch. I mean, that you're really going to want to watch. Wait until we dive into some of these gems, okay? Twins of Evil. Oh, twins. Yeah, that's good. Kevin Hellon is here. Hello, Kevin. Happy New Year to you, my good fiend. Killer Rats and Werewolves. Folks, that's what it's all about. Ain't no doubt about it. You can never go wrong with the twins. That is absolutely true. Radama says, how much is your new book? Well, I don't exactly have a new book, but if you're referring to Splash of Horror, that 64-page wonder on splash pages of the pre-code horror era, that book is running $8.50, and it is on Indie Planet. Matter of fact, I'm glad you mentioned that, Radamus. You know why? Because I'm going to go over there right now and show it to you guys. I'm going to show it off. You know what I'm saying? I mean, good Lord. You just got to do it. Well, okay, first off, we'll do this because this is the one this is the first one. This is the one that came out actually after Splash of Horror. I know some of you guys have this. It is the Pre-Code Horror Comics Original Art Edition. And it is currently on Indie Planet, selling on Indie Planet. It's $18.95, which is a pretty decent price on that. So if you are interested, matter of fact, I'm gonna drop this link in the chat as well, in case anybody's interested. It's right there. So there you go with that on Indie Planet. But what Radamus, I believe Radamus was referring to. Let me see if it's in here. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe just horror comics. I don't know. Maybe I should just put literally, what the freaking fart? Am I doing it wrong, folks? Did I put horror commies. Yes, it's horror commies, folks. Good Lord. Yeah, well, that's as it should be now. Your pre-code horror comic shows up number 1 in the results for horror comics on Indie Planet, folks, as you can see right there. As it should be. And there's Splash of Horror showing up at number 5. This is what I believe Radamus is referring to. This is Splash of Horror, 64-page book. As it says, full-color pre-code horror comic book splash pages from the golden age of horror comics. This has got it all, folks, a mere $8.50. As it says, rare pre-code horror splash pages, Stanley Morris, Eerie Pubs. And there's a couple of pages here. A really cool one for Return of the Ghoul, and that's Eigor shop art. Just love that. And that's from Journey into Fear, 1953, issue number 15, Return of the Ghoul. That was Superior Comics. But I do dig the hell out of that splash page. I just love splash pages. You know, it's one of those things that, well, if it's good, it's going to get me to read the story a lot faster. If, you know, there's nothing worse than a flat splash page, something that doesn't inspire. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody knows it. You know, sometimes you got your comic book, you're going through it, and you're like, oh, that doesn't look interesting at all. And that's the thing about it. It's kind of like the cover of a comic book, obviously, is paramount. You got to have a great cover. That's going to, you know, get the thing off the magazine stand real quick. But on the inside, you know, you've got, if it's an anthology, you know, like a horror comic book with several stories, well, they're all competing for who's, you know, which one's going to be read first. And the winner of that is going to be the one with the greatest splash page. This is another Eigor shop. Fantastic. I believe this is Robert Webb. And this is, of course, the story is Howling Horror. Absolutely brilliant freaking artwork for this story. So weird. I just love his style. And there's the classic, so classic 50s guy right there with the hair, smoking the pipe. He looks like what is it? You know, Bob Dodds. Is that it? Was that the guy? You know, Church of the Subgenius. Beautiful. So in any case, folks, that's what's going on here with Splash of Horror. It's all about the splash pages. And I think it turned out really good. Once again, I pushed the boundaries. So you've got a comic book, but it goes. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can get finding the issue here, folks. Just give me a second. I just want to show you something. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Now, it is, as you can see, it's a normal comic book size, right? And the Golden Age comics, of the 1950s were actually larger than this. They would definitely be more akin to Silver Age in size. But what I did, in order to keep the original size as close as possible, as you can see, I open up the book, look at those edges. I mean, I'm bringing these pages as close to the edges realistically as possible. So in essence, what you do get is that 1950s Golden Age comic book size for the interior. Okay. And the reproductions turned out beautifully. There's black and whites as well, which are fantastic. Coward's Curse, Experiment in Terror. Now, Experiment in Terror was one of the stories that I used for my film Witch Tales. And so the splash page is reprinted here. And the black and whites turned out wonderfully. I did a lot of the scans myself, directly out of Erie Publications. So there you go. This is what you're going to get. Splash of Horror, 64 pages. It does say $8.95, but it is on sale on Indie Planet for $8.50. So that's what I'm telling you right now. And the link, I think I put that link in the description, didn't I? No, I didn't, because I'm an idiot. Little Horror Mike has just lost his mind, folks. He's lost his freaking mind. There it is. There's the link in the description, folks. That is for Splash of Horror, which came out several months before the pre-code horror comics book that I did. So there you go. So it's from, I want to say, like February or March 2024. Right in there. So it's not that old. But it was several months before the big book, of original comic book art. The original art edition horror, pre-code horror comics, of course. All right. Now, let's get back to the comments, folks, because a lot of people have chimed in. Good Lord. Where the hell am I? There's the twins. Oh, here we are. How much is your new book, Mike? Well, it's $8.50 for Adamus. After that last 10-minute exercise and taking a look at the actual issue, Splash of Horror, folks. That's what he's talking about. $8.50 on Indie Planet. If you like horror comics, it's a must. That's what I'm saying right now. Apex is damn glad to be here. And I'm damn glad that he's here. Yeah, also, what was the thing, Apex? What did okay, have you launched your Kickstarter? What was it? Indiegogo? Apex was talking about I think the last time I talked to him, as of yet, he had not launched it, but Apex has got a comic book that's forthcoming with Fembat and the Creep. I believe it's like a comic book that he was doing a campaign on. So Apex, let me know in the chat and we'll put it up here. We'll get it up on the screen. Guitar Vacation is here. Hello, Guitar Vacation. Finally catching you live. Thank you, Guitar Vacation. I love that. The little skeleton playing the guitar. Yes. Quite nice. Good to have you aboard, Guitar Vacation. I got some new facsimiles just in. Excellent. Gotham City. Now, Gotham City carries a lot of pre-code stuff, too. And those PS art books, facsimiles and volumes of the various, pre-code horror comics from a variety of publishers. So I've got numerous ones as well. And I'm assuming that you're talking about those new facsimiles of the pre-code horror comics. That's awesome. Right Knight 70. Hello, Right Knight 70. Good to see you. Happy New Year, my good fiend. Looking for a facsimile of Mystic Comics #5. A lot of top-notch giallo films on Tubi. There sure are. There ain't no doubt about that, Dave James. Once again, folks, that is the original art edition pre-code horror comics on Indie Planet. That's one of my own little books there. Gotham City says, I still have a few copies of Splash of Horror here if anyone is in the Mesa, Arizona area. Yeah, folks, if you're just in Arizona, there's no excuse. You should go to Gotham City Comics. Go to Mesa, Arizona, and check out Gotham City Comics. This guy's it's more than a store. Okay, that's all there is to it. This guy's got insane props from a variety of films. We've done live shows with Gotham City Comics. I've got it, if you want to check some of them out, they're in the live section. They're archived on my YouTube channel. You got to check them out there. It's hard to believe. Some of the stuff that he has in that store is just absolutely insane. So you can go get a copy of Splash of Horror, if you're in Arizona, anywhere. It doesn't matter. If you're in Flagstaff, go down there. Do it. Tucson, whatever. Phoenix, obviously. But go there, pick up a copy of Splash of Horror and other items, and check out this guy's amazing prop display. Custom props, film props that will blow your mind at Gotham City Comics. Buy your horror commies, everyone. The commies will do it to you every time. He wants it. Radamus wants either Splash of Horror or the horror commies. Splash of Horror with the bondage damsel on the cover, baby. Yes. And as a matter of fact, that is, God, it's so great. That's that hot bondage babe right there. She's on the slab. That folks, is none other than Ross Andrew. Yes, Ross Spider-Man Andrew, years before Spider-Man, right? But of course, people do remember. I would say that they probably remember Ross Andrew for Spider-Man more than anything else. So this is early Ross Andrew with a hot babe on a slab on the cover of Splash of Horror. Right there, folks. Dean Martin style hair with the smoking pipe. Bob Dodds. Bob, I don't know. It's the Church of the Subgenius. That old artwork is wonderful. I love it. Yes, it is. I'm totally, that's why I did. Well, I'm just a pre-code horror comics nut, as everybody or many, many people here know. And that's why I did the documentary Haunted Thrills. And I've done a couple of books on the pre-code era. So, yeah, I dig the hell out of it. There it is, folks. Once again, that is the URL for Splash of Horror on Indie Planet. The guy with the pipe reminded me of Fred McMurray and My Three Sons. Yes. You're welcome, Apex. Yeah, just what is it? I mean, where can people find it? Post that in the chat, and we'll check it out. Gotham City says we do need to do another show sometime. Yes. Well, you had mentioned Gotham City that we would perhaps do another show when you got some new stuff in. Have you received any new, exciting, weird, and wonderful props, Gotham City? Let's perhaps talk about doing a show in the near future. Lead Paint is here. Hello, Lead Paint. Great to see you, my good fiend. Happy New Year to you. Ross Andrew also drew Defenders, Superman. Yeah, he was all over the place. But he and Mike Esposito were way back in the pre-code era. They were doing a ton of stuff. They did a ton of stuff for Mr. Mystery. Perhaps some of the best stuff in Mr. Mystery. Along with there were a few other great artists in there, like Bernard Bailey, obviously, but they were pretty damn great. Ordama says, Mike, I'm having trouble with the site. It won't accept the expiration date on my card. That's weird. Well, you may want to contact him, Radamus, and ask him what's going on. That's really strange, unless you have another card that you can try it with. That is pretty odd. I don't know. I wonder why they wouldn't accept the expiration date. That is strange. PBR Street Gang. Hello, PBR. Good to see you. Fembat Volume 1 on Fund My Comic. All right, folks. Let me go over there. Fund My Comic. What is it called again? Oh, Fembot. Fembat. God damn. Fembat. There it is. All right. Bring it on up. Let's bring it on up now. All right. I think I should be able to. There we go. All right. All right, fiends. We're on Fund My Comic. This is Apex's new comic book venture. And it is being currently funded on fundmycomic.com. I'm going to drop that in the chat. There it is right there. That's the link. So let's take a closer look, shall we? There we go. Fembat Volume 1, 1968. Girl bit by a vampire at her go-go club. She gains supernatural powers, makes friends, and vows to kill the beast who destroyed her humanity. It's Fembat, folks. And those mighty metal tatas. That's what I'm talking about right there. Good Lord. Hey, coming along pretty well. 109% funded of 1,000. 11 days to go. So you've hit it. That's great. Excellent, man. Check that out. That's pretty damn cool. Wow. There we go. So you can get cover A. That's groovy. I'm sure it's down here. Okay, that's cover B, I guess. Blank sketch cover. All 3 Fembat covers. Enforcer Inc. versus Devastator. Check that out. Wow, cool looking black and white stuff there, man. That is groovy. Some of it almost has like the black stuff, like the way you do it, it almost has a woodcut type of quality to it with the shading. It's like the negative shading, right? Or you know, that type of thing. Looks really cool. That's a great panel right there. Nice. Smoking a stogie. Good stuff. We've got the story. Here we go with the stretch goals. Giant Fembat bookmark. Free Fembat magnet. Totally cool. When he hits 2,000. So they've hit 1,000. So everybody gets the bookmark. At 2,000, you get the Fembat magnet. At 3,000, free Fembat trading card, art by Dan Lawless. Check that art out. Holy shit. It's Dan Lawless, folks. If you don't know Dan Lawless, that guy is insanely good. Really good. Really good. He's all over the freaking place. He's typically, like, people use him as a colorist. I mean, he is an artist in his own right. But he's, I think, hired by many people as a colorist because he knows his shit with the colors. There's no doubt about that. Very cool. Now, there you go. So at 3,000, it's the trading card, art by Dan Lawless. 4,000, 8 more pages added to the book, and then 5,000 free Apex Comics Universe Ashcan. There you go, folks. You can also get original art pages at $200 a pop. Very cool. So there you go. That is Apex Comics' current campaign on fundmycomic.com. And once again, there is the link to that. So go check it out. Check it on out, folks. It's got, what did I say? It's got 11 days to go, so it doesn't have long to go. All right, so if you want to check it out, I would suggest that you do so sooner than later. Okay, that's what I'm saying right now. Oh, wait a second. Apex is saying, play the trailer, please. Let me get to the. Oh, here it is, the trailer. It's also a trailer. Good Lord. All right, check this out, folks. Let me see if I can get it on. Very cool, man. Let's get back to it. There we go. I like this. I like the music. Okay, that is just the classic, 60s, maybe early 70s style. Very groovy stuff. Apex, my good fiend. All right, let me get back up to the chat here. I don't know where that. There we go. Okay, we start. Yeah, we were there. Gotham City says, yes, you will love what's in here now. Woo! So you got new stuff. Well, if you got new stuff, Gotham, we got to do a show. Let me take a quick look at the schedule here. Or the dates. Friday the 10th, the 17th. You got anything? How are you looking Friday night, the 10th of January, or Friday night, the 17th of January? Let me know. And we can do a live show, folks. It looks like we're going to do another live show from Gotham City Comics. You know you guys love it. Once again, folks, there's the trailer. There's the trailer. There's the link to Fembat from Apex Comics on Fund My Comic. The trailer is awesome, Apex. That worked out really well. Would to thanks for all the great content in 2024. Looking forward to all the cool stuff headed our way in 2025. I'd like to read that story. There you go, folks. Link is in the chat. Fund My Comic. Sounded kind of like the Doors. Yeah. It does have that kind of Ray Manzarek type of keyboard thing going. Apex says, I appreciate you sharing the campaign. Much appreciated, Horror Mike. You're welcome. Apex. Either day works for me. Well, let's do the 10th. Let's do next Friday. Gotham City, 8 p.m. Let's say next Friday, 8:30 p.m. my time, Gotham City. So that'd be like 5:30 or 6:30 your time. I don't know. 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Then I can get all my stuff out of the way, and then we can commence to take a look at the new stuff you have at Gotham City. Folks, people watching right now, you're going to want to see this. Trust me. If you have not seen any of the shows for Gotham City, you don't know what you're missing. And we are going to be there live next Friday night around 8:30 p.m. So get ready. That's all I'm saying right now. Get ready. It's 6:40. Yeah, so it's a 2-hour difference, Gotham City. So if it was 8:30, it would be 6:30 at your in Mesa. 2 hours. All right. Okay, folks. Let's take a quick gander at, okay. So, all right. Gotham just came back. Perfect. All right. So we're going to say 8:30 Eastern, 6:30 your time. Next Friday, folks. You heard it here first. Gotham City Comics live at Gotham City Comics in Mesa, Arizona. Next Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Just after, of course, the intro, my intros. I check in with the chat. Then we're going live to Gotham City Comics. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Excellent. Excellent. All right. Look. What the hell are we doing here, folks? What are we? I don't know. Oh yeah. I don't know. Yeah, what the hell did I just do? No, not that. Ah, there we go. Criminy. Whew, where am I? Huh. The Tubi has added some insane stuff, folks. Right now, they're adding, right? It's the new year. They will be adding new stuff from the 1st, probably to like the 10th. They're doing it that way now. They're not just adding everything all at once. So day by day, they're adding new stuff. And when I say new stuff, I mean like also classic 70s, 80s, 90s movies, genre movies. And they have added some freaking doozies. Okay? That's all I can say right now. Let's see here. All right, there it is. Let me get this sucker. That brave tab. There we go. Should be good. There we go, folks. We're on Tubi. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Tubi, it's tubitv.com. That's what I should probably drop that link in. Let me drop that into the chat. Oh, there it is, folks. That is Tubi TV. It's a free platform. It's an ad-based platform. So you go over there, you can watch all these movies for free. You just got to watch ads. You know, it's one of those types of things. And their selection is really hard to beat. I mean, look, it's not all great stuff, but the variety is just out of this world. It's absolutely insane. And we begin tonight's look at the Tubi treasures. Some new for 2025 and some that have been on there already. But we start off with Fear No Evil, folks. Oh, yeah, Fear No Evil. This is kind of a weird one, all right, from 1981. And Shout Factory is currently distributing Fear No Evil. They got it. But as it says here, a high school student who turns out to be a personification of Lucifer faces off against two archangels in the form of a teen girl and an old woman. Okay, and it's interesting enough. I would say it is well done. It's pretty well produced, actually. You know, I have no gripes with it in particular from that standpoint. But it is kind of weird when you watch it because, okay, typically, obviously, with 99.9% of exploitation, horror, sci-fi films, Grindhouse films you're going to see on Tubi, well, they're fairly heterosexual. Okay, let's put it this way. You know, it's kind of like the TNA factor is what's happening as far as giving it an R rating or a non-rating, you know. In Fear No Evil, I got to tell you, it's like I'm watching this movie. There's more naked man butts and so forth than there are naked females by a mile. Okay, you got like dudes wrestling in a shower. I'm not kidding you. Okay, now you know some people may dig that. I'm just saying, if you're looking for classic exploitation TNA type stuff on a hetero level, it's not Fear No Evil, folks. It is not Fear No Evil. Okay. It was kind of surprising. I'm just saying that. I've got a short teaser trailer for it. Check this out.
Alexandria High School, class of 81. All the students are going to hell, except for Andrew. He sent them there. Fear no evil. It'll scare the devil out of you.
There it is. That's the short teaser trailer for Fear No Evil. And as you can see, you know, it's early 1980s. The production values are pretty decent. It is kind of low budget, but it's done well. And it's kind of an interesting story. There you go. You know, I mean, that's pretty much my take on it. I saw it years ago, probably in the 80s. I saw this film, really forgot 90% of the damn thing. So when I rewatched it on Tubi, I was just kind of surprised, okay, at the amount of male nudity as opposed to female nudity in the film. That's all I'm saying, okay? That's what you're going to get with Fear No Evil, folks. Next up, we got Paganini Horror. Now, Paganini Horror starts out really well. It's got some great scenes in it. It kind of meanders in parts, but there are some really cool sequences. And it's a pretty groovy story. Look, check out that key art. I'm going to make me smaller. There we go. So you can see it a little better. Check out the key art for Paganini Horror. That is beautiful. It reminds me a bit of the music of Eric Jahn. Kind of has that feel. That's the old Lovecraft story, although it's not related. It is related to I believe it was the 18th century composer Paganini, Italian composer. And in this one, yeah, he's you know, well, he's quite dead, but he's also quite evil, right? Let's get it. Let's dig into it. Let's dig into it, folks. Okay. 1989 Paganini Horror. It's the Paganini Horror. Life truly goes to bloody hell when a sexy all-girl band, there we go, folks. That's a key factor. Sexy all-girl band records a rare song by a composer, that is Paganini, who is rumored to have sold his very soul, you guessed it, to the devil. And this film, there's a couple of people in it that you might recognize. Of course, Donald Pleasance, who is everywhere. He probably was in 150 movies, including, of course, the original Halloween film, John Carpenter film, just a ton of movies. Donald Pleasance, great actor, and a ton of like non-genre films too, dramas, you know, war films, you name it. And Daria Nicolodi, of course, who was famously married to none other than Dario Argento for a while there. I think they were officially married. They definitely were living together. I know that. But in any case, she's in this as well. And it is directed by none other than Luigi Cosi. Luigi Cosi, my favorite. He's one of my favorite Italian directors. Come on, man. Stella Star Crash. It's Luigi Cosi, folks. And it's Paganini Horror. Naturally, for Paganini Horror, I've got to have a trailer. And it's somewhere in here. Check this out. Now, this is a pretty hefty trailer. Check it.
Today in this house, a contract has been stipulated between Niccolò Paganini and the devil, wherein the musician is granted eternal fame in exchange for his soul. Signed, Paganini and Satan.
Go ahead, open it.
Hey, Daniel. How come you came back up?
I am not Daniel. And now you will pay. And you will pay in the only coin I ever accept.
And this is the ring he wore. Do you recognize it?
I get it. Daniel's playing a joke on us. Right, Kay?
Yes. He would do something like that, wouldn't he?
Right. A man doesn't turn into a...
Oh my God! My hand!
But how can we stop a monster that isn't even part of this world?
There you go, folks. That is a rather long, almost a 3-minute trailer for Paganini Horror by Luigi Cozzi. Okay? He's one of my favorites. I love the Luigi Cozzi movies. Now, this one, look, there's a certain thing about, of course, Stella Crash. Stella! But there are some scenes, as I say. Look, the openers, there's an opening scene, which kind of, it's a period piece type of thing, which is interesting. And then it goes to, modern times. And it's got the all-girl band singing. They're recording a song. And it's just so Italian 80s pop. You just look, you got to see it. You just got to see that opener. Put it on your list, folks. Paganini Horror. Swear to God. Next up is a film that is actually totally fake. Yes, it's Endzone 2. Now, if you go to IMDb and you look up Endzone 2, you will notice that it says Endzone 2 1970, right? But there's a little problem. And as it says here, it's got the little thing here. This film was shot in 1969 on a modified Arri 16 ST. Most 16 millimeter release prints were blah, blah, blah. No, it wasn't. This is all total bullshit. It was shot in, I don't know, 2021, 2022, something like that. And they just simply put filters on it, put some scratches on it to make it look like it was actually shot on film. It's incredibly obvious from the get-go that this was shot a few years ago. And it's just a cheap attempt to make it look like a 1970 movie. For me, it's just incredibly obvious. Okay? That's all I'm saying. As it says, 15 years after the original lost film, the vengeful Smash Mouth returns, targeting the cheerleaders who wronged him. Now, there are a couple of funny things about this film that make it rather amusing, and that is Smash Mouth. It's this guy. He looks like he's like a crazed old school looking, 1950s football player, right? And he just has that certain look about him. You'll see him, right? I'm going to show you. I think I've got a little bit of a trailer for it. Yes, I do. But when you watch the trailer, think about it and think, I mean, I know a lot of you guys know film from an obvious fake video that is made to look like film. The characters in this film don't even really look like they're from 1970. That's the funniest thing. And just like a lot of stuff about it is so obviously not 1970. Yet for some reason, somehow, some way, they got IMDb to put 1970 as the year that this film was released. I mean, that's officially on IMDb. I don't think they should be able to do that, personally. I think that's kind of a bit of bullshit there. There's a bit of bullshittery going on there, okay, with this. But regardless, folks, it's a bit of a horror comedy. It's Endzone 2, People Zero. And I do have a trailer for you now. Oh, and also, too, before we get into it, you just saw that rated GP. Now, back in the day, I don't even know if these guys even realize what GP means, right? Back in the day, you had rated G, general audience, GP, general public. Now, that means that there may be a couple of things in it that are not, that are a little more, slightly more adult, maybe a little, just slight violence, not much, because you still had, as I recall, it was GP, PG, mature, RX, I believe. But GP was just general public. It was not, you would not see a bloody horror film ever rated GP. So they just kind of botched that from the get-go. Check it out.
In 1955, the George Donner High School football team lost the big game. They beat freshman Jimmy Smazmov until he was hardly recognizable.
You people broke his goddamn jaw. Can't even eat like a regular person.
But Jimmy recovered. Jimmy Smazmov became Smash Mouth and got his revenge.
Did they ever find Jimmy? Who, Smash Mouth? He died in the fire.
I heard they never found his body.
Now, 15 years later.
It's really nice to be here with you, Nancy. We missed you. We should just have some fun. We deserve it. I've been coming out here for years. I've never seen that before.
What in tarnation?
You guys remember AJ? Him and Jimmy were always hanging out together, right?
Jimmy was like my brother. I kept him safe.
Smash Mouth is back.
Do you still have a thing for him?
Jimmy, it's me. It's me, Nancy.
This time, the cheerleaders who stopped him
I still remember the knife going into her.
will face their greatest fears.
You will know pain and suffering and blood.
Don't close your eyes. Don't cover your ears. And whatever you do, don't open your mouth. Endzone 2, get smashed.
And there you go, folks. That is the trailer for Endzone 2. So it's on Tubi now. All right. And, Lord, hold on. The bloody balls. All right. So it's on Tubi. You can check it out if you'd like. It's a horror comedy. There are some really interesting elements to it. The guy, the Smash Mouth character, the killer, as it were, is rather humorous, and there are some very amusing scenes in it. You know, it's extraordinarily low budget, which is totally cool. So, you know, if you're into that type of thing, I think you should check out Endzone 2. All right. But yeah, it is just in no way, as far as I'm concerned, resembles anything near an actual 1970 Grindhouse film. It just, you know, filters don't do the trick, folks. That's what I'm saying. Okay, you either shoot it on film or shut up. Is what I'm talking about right now. All right, let's move on, shall we? Oh, good Lord. Yeah. Whew. I'm telling you what, right now, before we go further, let's get back to the chat, see if anybody's chimed in. Apex says, should be a fantastic show with Gotham City. Yes. Next Friday, folks. Check it out. Next Friday night. In Mesa, okay, let me put it this way. Next Friday night, we're live in Mesa, Arizona with Gotham City Comics. You're going to want to see that, okay? It's going to be a hell of a show. We are currently looking at movies on Tubi. That is tubitv.com. Dave James says, Daria is always worth watching. Yes. I am in 100% agreement with that. And I'm always up for a Luigi Cozy movie. Okay. PBR Street Gang just watched The Gorgon, starring Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, going through all of Cushing's content, but focusing on the movies he and Lee were in together. Yes. Yeah, The Gorgon's a good one. Once again, impeccable cinematography. You know, just all the Hammer and Amicus stuff in particular. The films that came out from Amicus and Hammer, God, they just looked so damn good. I think you guys would agree. Absolutely top-notch production values and usually very good writing, you know, obviously, and acting. Really, really good casting. Paganini is on my list tonight. Yes. Wise choice, Radamus. Definitely not GP. Yeah, I don't know what the hell. How they got a GP on. I mean, look, it's not real anyways, folks. It's a film that was made a few years ago. They're trying to make it appear as though it was shot or discovered in 1970, that it was a lost film and all this crap. So, you know, whatever. Rated G. I don't think Willard was GP. I don't think so, Apex. I do not think so. Let me take a little look. That was at minimum PG, and I think it was R. Willard was PG. And I could have sworn it was R, but I am not correct. But definitely over the GP limit. Werewolf by Lunchtime is here. Hello, Werewolf, and Happy New Year to you. My good feet. There is no Endzone 1 from what I know. I am one of us. I mean, there's like there's this fake history, right? You can check it out on IMDb if you go check out Endzone 2. And there was apparently a documentary made. They tried to do this whole thing, like a mockumentary about the history of Endzone 1 and Endzone 2, and they interview these people that were supposedly, you know, part of the cast and crew of these movies in the 1950s and of course, the late 1960s when Endzone 2 was made. Okay, I have not seen the mockumentary, but it exists. So they're trying to pull this whole, like fake universe type of thing. All right, folks, let's continue on, shall we? Oh, yes, to Sweet Kill. Yes, folks, it's Sweet Kill. Guess who? It's Tab Hunter in Sweet Kill. And they didn't fool around here. Admittance restricted. He loved the girls to death. Sweet Kill. Take a little gander here. Oopsie. There you go. Okay, let's not get excited. 1973 drama horror thriller. Horror and suspense in the story of a psychotic maniac, that is Tab Hunter, who literally loves women to death. And that is kind of, it's a bit funny because I believe Tab Hunter was gay. So it's just, that's kind of a weird thing. But in any case, this film also stars Sherry Latimer and Nadine Turney, directed by Curtis Hanson. Yeah, folks, it's really ultra freaking low budget. There is TNA payoff to a certain degree. So in that Grindhouse sense, it does deliver some goods. Okay. So if you're looking for some legit Grindhouse entertainment, well, you're going to find it with Sweet Kill. I thought it was, look, the pacing is slow, like some of those Grindhouse films are. Like, they pad the hell out of the film and then deliver like 20 minutes of, decent scenes kind of thing. So that's what you're going to get with Sweet Kill. And it doesn't get much better with The Rats Are Coming, The Werewolves Are Here. Check out that key art, folks. Just check out that rat with the freaking eyes right there. Yeah. That is just hilarious. I love the poster. I love the poster for The Rats Are Coming, The Werewolves Are Here. Yeah. 1972. Oh, yeah. I don't even know where to start with this one. Okay, folks? I don't know where to freaking start. A British family of werewolves see their bonds start to come apart at the seams when one of the clan suggests they change their entrail-eating ways. Yep, you heard it right. That's what's going on there, starring a bunch of people I've never heard of and directed by Andy Milligan. I don't know. Okay. But I did, for better or worse, I do have a trailer for The Rats Are Coming, The Werewolves Are Here. It's almost 3 minutes long. I think I'll give you like 2 minutes of it. Okay. I think that's pretty much all that I can stand. Check it out. Oh, hey, that one's rated PG.
Rebecca. Yes. Rebecca. I need some pets.
Just what did you have in mind?
Rats. I'd like some rats.
Take someone you can hold tight. The rats are coming.
Remarkable creatures, rats. They can be very friendly if they want to be. On the other hand, they can be very destructive if they get mad. I lost my arm to them,
No.
Innocent creatures, those rats are killers. Anger them, make them miss a meal, and they will attack. They will eat you right down to the bone. Ouch! You have seen rat movies before, but nothing as absolutely terrifying as the battle between the man-eating rats and the merciless, vicious rat girl.
And everything will work out, you'll see.
Will not work out. This family is cursed.
Curse, the Moonies' unquenchable thirst for bloodshed knew no kindred limits. And when the moon was high, Monica was the strangest and meanest of all. No one, man, woman, or beast, was safe when the rat girl was aroused.
It wasn't meant to be. We were punished by what Papa and I did.
I can change myself at will.
They haven't eaten yet, you know.
What are you talking about?
The rats. They haven't eaten since I bought them from them. And I should think that they would be very hungry by now. They eat almost anything. Listen to Papa.
The man-eating killer rats are back. More gruesome, more terrifying than ever before. But they are not alone. The werewolves are here too. Evil, depraved, blood-sucking werewolves that will scare the pants right off you. You must take her to see. The rats are coming. The werewolves are here.
Yep, that's real, folks. The rats are coming. The werewolves are here. For Christ's sake. Good Lord. Next up, we have Savage Abduction. Well, I'll tell you, at least the poster art is really hot. I dig that key art right there. That is just, that's happening, folks. That is the way that you do a Grindhouse cover for a 1970s film, or 80s film for that matter. But in any case, it's Savage Abduction. Unfortunately, and this film is rated R. Unfortunately, this film is not really that savage. Okay? I think they kind of hyped that a bit. 1973. As it says, a psychopath murders a man's wife and then coerces him into supplying innocent victims. Pardon me. Under pressure, the man enlists a biker gang to help. What the living what? It's like, okay, a psychopath murders a man's wife, and then he coerces them into supplying innocent victims? What the living hell is that? Okay, and then, of course, you got to have your biker gang in there. Yeah, folks. I mean, look, the best thing about Savage Abduction is this freaking poster. That's what I'm telling you right now. You can take your chances. It's on Tubi. I would say that it's probably the case with this film. The reason why it's rated R, quote unquote R, is the subject matter. Because, yeah, there's not much to be seen in this film. It's almost like a PG film in reality. And it's rather plodding and slow. But I love that poster. There we go, folks. Let me get back to the chat. See what the hell's going on over here. Apex says, Tab Diet Soda Hunter. 1972, good year for comics, movies, and music. Rat Girl. Yeah, it was, I mean, there you go, folks. Rat Girl. Could be a superhero. Rat Man, Rat Girl, Rat Boy. I think it's probably been done, but in any case, Nerific is with us. Hello, Nerific. And When the Moon Was High. So were you watching this? Yeah. Yes, that is absolutely true because it's the only way to be. If you want to watch The Rats Are Coming, the werewolves are here, folks. at least have a six-pack lined up, at the very least. And maybe some spleefs, man. You know what I'm saying? A little spleefy in there. Yeah. Okay. All right, folks, moving on. These are kind of 3 bonus ones. And there's some interest in these, okay? They're not all duds. Let me put it that way. We've got Eigor and the Lunatics up first. It's another strange one. This is from 1985, but it's really about the late 60s, early 70s. As it says, after 16 years in prison, Eigor and his infamous gang are out and hell-bent on taking revenge on the small town that sent them up. Okay, so that's the gist. That's the plot right there. And let me see if I can wrangle in a... I know I saw a trailer for this. In HD. That was the whole thing about it. Here we go. I'm not gonna do this.
In the 19...
Oopsie.
Bell against...
Okay, that's good. All right, folks, here's a trailer for Eigor and the Lunatics, which is rather amusing. Check it out.
In the 1960s, the youth of America rebelled against the establishment. They dropped out, used dope, coexisted in squalor, and copulated in the filth of what they called communes.
This moment signaled the coming of the new way.
And when the communes really degenerated, they became known as cults. Of the cults, there was one cult more dangerous than any other. One so terrifying that it could not be reported on until now. The cult known as... and the Lunatics.
I think I was still muted at the end there. I recommend Eigor and the Lunatics, folks. It's 80s Grindhouse. It's very low budget, but they deliver the goods. There's TNA. Definitely some gore in it. And it's just kind of batshit crazy. So if you're into Grindhouse cinema, Eigor and the Lunatics definitely delivers. Recommended. Mark of the Witch, not so much. Okay. I do like the key art on this. That poster is pretty damn cool. That's about the best thing from this film. It's just not very good. It's the pacing is rather pedestrian. And I could not get into it at all. I know there's people that love witch films. This is one of the worst witch films I've seen. Let's put it that way. From 1970, Mark of the Witch. Not recommended at all. There's very little. Let me take a look at it for a second. What do they got it? They got it. Yeah, they got it rated as TV mature. I guess there's a little bit of TNA in it. Not much. Not like Eigor and the Lunatics. Okay. So you're not going to get that action like you will with Eigor and the Lunatics, folks. However, effects. Yes, this is definitely upping the ante a bit from Mark of the Witch. Couple of things about effects that are pretty groovy. From 1979, as it says, while shooting a low-budget horror movie in the woods, a film crew starts suspecting that the staged killings for the camera may be very real. Now, this film, as it says, it stars Joseph Pilato, Susan Chapek, John Harrison, Deborah Gordon, and also Tom Savini is in this film, which is directed by Dusty Nelson. And I did find a fairly decent trailer. Let me see here. I mean, it wasn't bad. I think this is it. Nope. That's kind of crap. Not any good either. Ah, this could be good. Shit. Okay, that's not too bad. Now let's check out this trailer.
Okay, let's see a movie.
Nobody is going to believe a spurt of blood.
They'll believe anything we show them. She's pretty good with that razor, huh? You gotta put her in the movie.
Well, I still don't know what to do when he comes in.
No, you're fine. You're stoned. You're confused. Besides, everything's happening too fast for you to even be scared.
It's trash. Killing somebody on film? It's sick.
No. This isn't what I thought it was.
Tell me, Dom, you think people would pay to see something like that?
Sure, people pay to see anything.
There you go, folks. That is a short trailer for FX. And, okay, I have not seen the film. It's on my list. I'm probably going to watch it, It seems interesting enough. And AGFA has recently re-released it. So that's something. That is saying something. But, yeah, there you go. So let's get back to the chat. See where the hell we're at here. Let me get back to this for a second. There we go. Yeah, let me settle on this. Oopsie. Oopsie daisy. There we go. I love that Paganini horror poster. That's really beautiful. It's actually very well done. Let's get back to the chat one more time, folks. See who the hell has chimed in, who's coming. Here we go. I think this is where we are. Eigor and the Lunatics opening up for the Misfits, folks. Opening up for the Misfits. That in there. Okay. Right 1970 boobies, folks. Some boobies. I see all the muted. There we go. All right. The middle woman on the Mark of the Witch poster is kind of corpse hot. Folks, there you heard it here first. She's kind of corpse hot. Hold on. Oh, yeah, you're right. Is she right? Actually, when I first saw the poster, I thought, God, is that supposed to be a depiction of Barbara Steele? Of course it's not. But it kind of has a vague resemblance to Barbara Steele right there. It's a strange piece of key art, I'll tell you. Because the chick in the back kind of looks like Aaron Gray, from Battlestar Galactica, I think. I don't know what the hell, folks. All right. I started Mark of the Witch, but I couldn't finish it. Yeah, I couldn't finish that sucker either. Which that is. Yes. Highly recommended Colossus by D.F. Jones. Of course, Colossus, the Forbin Project. Your recommendation of it made me interested. Great series of books and a gem of a movie. It is a great freaking movie, folks. Colossus, the Forbin Project. Unfortunately, you're going to have a hell of a time trying to find it. It is on archive.org, but for rental, yeah, that's, you can find it on DVD and Blu-ray, yes. Still copies floating around. It's great stuff. Mark of the Witch's art has a nice balance. Yeah, it's interesting. I like it. I like that key art. All right. Okay, folks. Well, we've come to another end of the Horror Mike show. As you know, if you were here at the beginning, you're not going to want to miss next week, because next Friday night we are going live in Mesa, Arizona to Gotham City Comics. Because Gotham City's got some new stuff in, and I'm not just talking comic books and so forth. I'm talking he's got some new stuff in that you're going to want to check out. You will not believe your freaking eyes when you see this place. It is absolutely astounding what this guy's got going. Yeah, so that is what's happening next Friday. You're going to want to check it out. And I'm going to leave you with a couple of things. There's some of my favorite little inserts. I think you would all agree these are kind of classics. And I'm just going to run them right in a row. But everybody have a great weekend. And until next Friday, take care. You, Sinclair, and I'll talk to you soon.
Hey, you want a beer?
Or do you want to smoke some pot?
Or we can have premarital sex.
We love premarital sex.
She's done. But actually, the master is not away. He is here with us. So I don't know who else is watching the place. I am Torgo. I watch after the place while the master is away. The master is here, so I have no idea who's watching the place. You know the jig. I look after the place, yada yada. The master is with us, so I don't know who's watching the place. One of those will be a good take.
Let me come back on for a second. Okay, hold on. What finally fessed up and bought Colossus the Forbin Project on DVD. Good selection, Radamus. Good night all. I bought the book. Excellent. I'm glad it went through, Radamus. That is fantastic, and thank you. Gotham City says thank you. See you guys next week. It's going to be a hell of a show, folks. I know. Well, they keep shutting down the show, PBR. That's the problem. If I play Linda now, the copyright golems of gremlins have, they will shut down the show. It sucks. And give me a copyright notice, I should say. What the hell can you do? What can you do, folks? I don't know. But in any case, okay, now let me really leave you with a little bit of Zombo, okay? All right, guys, have a good weekend. I'll see you later.
Hey, bartender, come here.
Yes, sir?
I'm getting kind of hungry. What do you got to eat?
Oh, well, we have beer nuts and we have deer nuts.
What's the difference?
Well, beer nuts are $1.25.
Yeah?
And deer nuts are always under $1.
What? Why you,